So on the basis of time, there are the three types of inflation. Peacetime inflation, which is normally seen in the case of the developing economies. After that, the wartime inflation. This is the inflation which is developed during the period of war, because the government expenditures are actually unproductive in nature and they are directed more towards the war. Post-war inflation. This type of the inflation is seen after the war. This is called the post-war inflation. Basically, what happens in this post-war inflation scenario? The government withdraws the taxes, and as a result of that, now the people have the more money to spend, and their demand also increases, and their demand also increases, and as a result of that, the price also rise. So these are the different types of inflation. It's on the basis of speed, on the basis of government reaction, employment level, inducement, scope, and the time. Now we will come on the next aspect of this chapter, that is the causes of inflation. As we have seen, the modern views suggest cost push inflation and the demand pull inflation. Now see, when we talk about the causes of inflation, there are the two main factors which are responsible for increase in the general price level. The first one over there is the factors which are responsible for increase in the demand, and the second one is there factors which are responsible for the decrease in the supply. Okay, see, what is this inflation? Inflation is actually a disequilibrium which is developed in the economy in terms of the demand and the supply. So, what are the factors which are responsible for increasing the demand? The first one over there is the increase in the money supply. As I have explained in the earlier video, that the more popular view suggests the inflation is a purely monetary phenomenon. What it says that because of the more money supply in the economy, the inflation develops. So because of the increase in the money supply, the people's purchasing power also increases. See, the purchasing power of an individual and the purchasing power of money, these are the two different things. When I am talking about the purchasing power of an individual increases, it means I have the more money to buy the more goods and services. Okay, purchasing power of the money is different. Okay, what happens in the inflation? And in the case of the increase in demand, the purchasing power of an individual increases because it has the more money to demand the goods and services. But as we have seen in the quantity theory of money, what the quantity theory of money says, when there is an increase in the money supply, as a result of that, the purchasing power of the money decreases, and what we find there, the purchasing power of the money decreases, it means the price will rise. So see what happens, increase in the demand, increase in the under the factors which are responsible for increase in the demand. The first one over there is increase in the money supply. The second one is there increase in the government expenditures. See, the government expenditures also bring a lot of money in the economy. If these are the developmental expenditures, this will simultaneously also increase the output. And when there will be increase in the output, so somehow according to the demand, the output or the supply can be increased. But when we talk about the public expenditures or the government expenditures, which are of non-developmental or non-productive in nature, see, the money flows increase in the economy, but simultaneously the output does not increase and the supply also not increase. So the second factor which is responsible for the increase in the demand is the increase in the government expenditures. And the next one is there increase in the private expenditures. Private expenditures both for the consumption as well as investment. Both the private expenditures in terms of consumption and investment also increases the demand. when the people saw the positive environment for the business, the private investment also increases, and as a result of that, the people have the more money and the people's demand also increases. Now the next one is there, reduction in the taxes. See, tax, whether the direct or the indirect. Indirect taxes are basically the inflationary in nature. If the prices are increased on the goods and services, the indirect taxes are increased. Indirect taxes are what? These are the taxes which are imposed on the goods and services. Okay. So if the indirect taxes are increased, it is basically inflationary in nature. It ultimately increases the price level. Okay. But when we are talking about the direct tax, which is in the form of the income tax, if the government is reducing the income tax or direct tax, the rate, percentage, ultimately it will have the effect on the people, their money with their hand will also increase, and in terms of that the demand will also increase. Increase in the population. See, when there are 4 people, the demand will be for the 4 people. When there are 10 people, but natural, the demand will be for the 10 people. That. And when there will be 100 people, but natural, the demand for the 100 people will be there. So if there is an increase in the population, it will have the effect on the demand. The next one over there is black money. Black money, what is the black money? The unaccounted money. It's called the black money. The tax is not paid on that money, it's called the black money. And the people normally use this black money in the situation of festivals, similarly marriage and the parties and other, and because of that the demand also increase. So these are the factors which are responsible for increase in the demand. And now we will see what are the factors which are responsible for the decrease in the supply. The first one over there is the scarcity of the factors of production, which I have explained in the case of the scarcity induced inflation. Factors of production is scarcity, raw material कम हो रहा है, if there is a decrease in the not availability or decrease in the supply of the raw material, labors and other, which will increase basically the cost of production, and it will also have the effect on the supply side. The second one is there, hoarding. See, what is hoarding? The people resort to accumulate the goods. That is called the hoarding. Why so hoarding is adopted? The hoarding is actually the situation which is adopted for inducing your profit, for increasing the profit. So when we talk about the hoarding, just the traders sees that there is an inflationary situation, the goods are not in the market, so artificially create a scarcity in the market. And when artificially the scarcity will be created, what will be the effect? It will have the effect that the price will also rise. So the hoarding also causes the decrease in the supply. The next one is their natural calamities, earthquakes, similarly the other floods. These are the situations which actually reduces the supply of the goods, and as a result of that there is increase in the price level. After that the war, as I have explained, in the wartime there is actually, just because of the war, the non-development expenditures are more. The government expenditures are directed towards the non-developmental expenditures, and as a result of that, basically the supply is to an extent reduced. And after that, the next one is there, trade union. The trade union resort the policy of the trade union. Because of the trade union, we see the lockouts. Lockout is not done by the trade union or the workers. Lockout is done by the businessmen. Strike is done by the trade unions. So trade unions, if the trade union is resorting the policy of the strikes, and as a result of that, there may be the bottlenecks in the production process. And because of that, the supply is to a certain extent reduced. So there is a disequilibrium